Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to learn in this video what is variables, how we can use the variables, that is built-in variables or the user-defined variables, string and the data type. So let's get started with this video. Unit covered in this module: what are the variables, user-defined variables, strings and the data types. So all these points are going to be covered up in this video. What are the variables? So variable is the unit of memory defined and accessing using the dollar sign prefix. When you are defining any variable, you must use the dollar sign with your name, what the name you are going to use it. Or when you are printing the value, you must define the dollar sign and the name what you define for the your variable. Hold an object that can be a collection of the objects. Variable name can include and the special characters and not case sensitive kind of variable. Automatic, that's called a built-in, and the user defined variable. We have two types of variable: built-in and the user defined. Let's understand the automatic, that's called built-in variable also. So automatic variable, that is built-in, create and maintained by the PowerShell. So you no need to create or maintain them. Store the PowerShell state, that will always stored in the PowerShell. So anytime you can launch, you directly can utilize, use the automatic variables. Now here is the automatic variables example. I listed down few of the variables, not all here. That is all variables. I will show how you get it. But these are the variables mostly used in the PowerShell. Dollar error, if you use that, will be list all the errors in your the PowerShell code. Dollar question mark, execution status of the last operation. What is the last operation status? Dollar home, that will provide you the user home directory. Dollar host, current host application of the PowerShell. Null, null or the empty value. PS home, full path of the installation directory of the PowerShell. Dollar true, represent true in the command. Wherever you want to print like a true, you can use the dollar true, and the dollar false is represent for the false command. Here is a command to get the all automatic variable or the built-in variables available in the PowerShell. So let me show you how you can use the command. Type get hyphen help and type the about underscore automatic underscore variables and hit the enter. Go up to see the output. Here is the list of your all automatic variable available in the PowerShell. You can use double dollar, you can use dollar question, you can use this dollar underscore arrays, dollar false, dollar for each, dollar home, host, input. All these variables are available in the PowerShell. That's called a automatic variable or the inbuilt variable. Let's see the Microsoft article. Here is the Microsoft article which define the definition of your all the inbuilt variables. Let's take example for the double dollar, where we can use the double dollar. So you can read this Microsoft article to get to know more about the inbuilt variables. So here is all the definition is defined. Let's move it to back again our PPT. User defined variables. So what is the user defined variables? It created and maintained by the PowerShell. Sorry, the user. So user have to create or maintain their user defined variables. Exist only in the current session. When you open the PowerShell, you define the variable. At that time only you can utilize. When lost, when the session is closed, so you will lost the variable if the PowerShell session is closed. If you saved the PowerShell script and relaunch it, then the that variable can use, that cannot be lost. Now variable command let. Here is a how you can define your variable. You can use the new variable command, new variable, and the variable name hyphen the value, clear variable, a remove variable, set variable, and the get variable command. I will show how to use it. Now it's a type. Variable can only be the made constant as a creation, cannot be used equal, cannot be deleted, and cannot be changed. Either you use the command. Here is the example. New variable hyphen name is the pi name and the value is defined here, that is option is a constant if you are using the constant. Read only variable, you cannot make a variable read only with the question mark, and these are like a some of the definition. Let me show you the practical user defined variable. Here is the example of your $svcs, that service status, get service status value stored in this variable. And the another way you can use to store variable, get service hyphen out variable and give the variable name. Here no need to define dollar. New variable also you can use to store the value in a variable. New variable hyphen name svc hyphen value and the get service. So that's how you can define your variable. But the best way is to use dollar sign, dollar, the name what you want to define for that, and the value what you are getting here. Let's take an example. Let me go to my PowerShell and let's define dollar $AB equal to value I define here 10. So when I am typing, I want to get the output of this dollar $AB, it's 10. That's how you can define any, or dollar $A equal to, you can define can say it's ABC value, or anything you can define is you can print anything. Dollar $A equal to ABC value. You can store anything inside the variable. Let's take an example of service. You have a command get service hyphen, let me see the name I'm giving, and the value is 4 bits. So this is the I use this command get hyphen service hyphen name 8 bits, and let me store in a variable, that is svc. I'm giving the name svc and it is stored in this variable. So svc, now svc store the output of your command. That command is get service hyphen name is the bits. Now I can use the svc to print the output. So here you seen it's a command, directly it will give you the output. But if we want to save in a variable, we have to define the variable like $svc equal to, give your command name, and the output come from this command stored under the svc variable. So that's how you can store the value. Other way you can use it, get service hyphen out value svc, that also will store your value. Or you can use this like value as a get service, that also will store the value. But end of the day, for to check the output, you have to use the dollar and the variable name like $svc. It will print the value stored inside your variable. That's how you can do it. Let's understand something more about the variable and the data types. So remember, in the PowerShell, everything is an object. So in the PowerShell, whatever you are using, that's called as a object. Each object has types, and a variable references the objects. Let's understand the string here. We have a literal string. How we can define a literal string? I have given an example as a $A equal to 123. You store it and you want to print the value of A inside using the $B. Let me make a scenario for you. CLS, let's define a $A equal to, I define a value that is called I can say the 100, and $B I define like the value of A, I can say. And what is the value here is $A. So I would like to print the value of $A by storing the $B. Will I get it? I store this inside this our $B variable, type the $B, and let's see. So it's not printing the value of $A, it just print the $A. So this is a literal string, And here I can make you understand in what situation you can use single code and the double code. Let make this dollar sorry, the double code here, and store the value underscore the double code. Enter now $B, and you will get the output of $A instead of $A is printing. So here is, if you are using single code, the value is not expandable. It will write the same name what you write it here. Value will not expandable. If you would like to expand the value of your variable, then use the double code sign. That's how you can make easily understand single code and the double code. So single code is called literal string. Expandable string, that's how I given you the example. You have to define inside the double code. So double code will make the expand value of your variable. So that's how you can see the output here. Let's understand the literal or the expandable variable stemming for the multiple line. You can use the multiple lines, and again, if you are using the single code, you will not get the expanded value of your variable. It will just print the variable name. If you need the expanded value for your variable, define inside the double code. Let's understand the here string. So, simplify use of longer, more complex string assignment. So here string is used when you are having the more complex string assignment. So here what we understand, we take a very simple example. If you have only the one variable and you define under your the variable how you can expand the value. If you use the double code, the value will expand. If you use the single code, value will not expand. What if we have the multiple variables, and in the output we would like to print the multiple? That comes under the here string. Here string can obtain the codes or at the rate sign etc. If you are using the at the rate sign also and you use the single code, your value will not print, only the variable name directly it will print $A. But if you use the double code with the at the rate sign, you have the double code here defined, then the value will expandable from your the variable. So variable defined inside the double code can expanded when you use the double code. If you use the single code, that cannot be extend. Let's understand the sub expressions. So sub expression within an expandable string, it might be necessary to display the result of the operation or the property of the object. If you are printing the value of your variable property, then that comes under the sub expression. Utilize a dollar sign followed by the enclosing the parenthesis. We can surround it certain statement so they can be proceed. That is called expression mode. Let's understand this. So here what we have dollar a, sorry, dollar a is equal to, okay, let me clear this. I am just dollar AB I'm defining, and let's get the service status of your bits BITS and check the dollar AB output is a uh, dollar AB output is printed here the status of your bit service. But what we need, I want to print their property like the status and the name. Let's define this ABC equal to, and here given I need the service name. So how the service name will come? Dollar $AB dot status status, no, dollar name. Let me print the service name is, and dollar AB dot status. Actually I need the service name and the status. Or if you want me to show this, let me try to show this. Dollar $AB dot name, what it will print, it will print the service name, and dollar $AB dot status will print the service status. And what I'm trying to do it here, under the dollar $ABC, I'm defining the service name and the service status. And what it comes, it has not saved that, or it not expand the variable value, because it is like a this is not a proper way to define it. Now in this situation, how I will write the code, use the dollar and the bracket, and use the dollar sign here, close the bracket, and then you can able to get the variable property if you are using the dollar sign. If you need only the value of that variable, then do not require to use the dollar and the bracket. Now we store the value under ABC, and see it's now it's giving the value of the dollar AB dot name. So name is the bits, and the dollar AB dot status represent as a status for a service. So here is output, bits is stop. That's the way you can use when you are writing the codes. I hope you understand this logic. Now let's go for the next. Not the colorization. PowerShell is not processing the purities of properties of the expansion. So if you want properties, then use the dollar and the bracket sign, and then you will get the output. So here is the right code. If you are defining, if you are getting the value property, use the dollar and the bracket. And now let's understand the data type. Everything object, or every object exists of a type. Object type are declared when created, and object type can covered into the other type using casting. And PowerShell is a non-declare language, meaning PowerShell will search for the best matching for you when it's not casted. Let's understand something more. Journal type. These are the data types what we are using. You use the object boolean. Boolean can define true or false. Character, int value, long, double, enum, array, and the date and type. So all these data types can be used in the PowerShell. Let's understand what type of data I am using. You can get the value of the data, what type of data we have. I created a video for this, so you can watch just before this video. I created to make understand how you can understand your data, what type of data you are using. So use any of data like 100, I'm saying 1000, and dot that is a get type. Use the get type, bracket close, so you will get the get type. If you need the full name, type here full name, and you will understand what type of data you have. So this data is a 1000, is a int 32. Let me make it this dot 5 or 6.6, and let's get the data. So this data type is a double. That's what I explained here, how many types you will be having the data, or how you can use that. Let's understand the second scenario is a casting. You can control the object type using a type of class in the bracket, the square brackets in front of the object will force the data type, and some common type have the similar type alias. So this is the way how you can use the casting inside your data. Let's try this. CLS here, what I am defining here, let's take a int 32, and what it is 1.6, and enter. That will give you the int, will give you the approximate number. This is not your what you called, this is not your double string, or this is not a string value. And let me type here if it is a string, and then what the value we are getting. So string will print you the exact value for what you define here, and the int will provide you the approximate value. If it is greater than dot 5, then it will add the one number, here. If it is less than, then it will print the value of the exact number defined here. Let's understand the variable can be strongly typed, how you can type the strong variable, how you can make your variable strong. So here is a weakly typed variable, and this is a strongly typed variable. Whenever you are defining the value, what should be stored in your variable, what type of this data, is it a int or a string, or what kind of data used before defining your the variable name, instead of defining in your the value. Let's see, but the both the things are will giving you the same value, but the way how you are using that will define your strong or the weak. I have the int value for, let's take a dollar for 1, and equal to what I define, equal to 1.3. Oh, come on, why? Sorry. So now this is make a strong variable, strong type variable. If you define your data type with the value, that will that will calculate as a weak variable. Now let's untyped here. Now it is a int and give your data. So don't define this way. In the both the way you will get output will be same, but that will define your the how much strong you are typing the variable. So use always int, that means is your data type here, int, string, date, time, or any type of data type, and then define the variable that will be as a strong. Now, strong type variable, here I given you the example, the same thing is the repeating again. And now guys, thank you for watching this video. See you soon in my next video. I hope you like this video. If you like, just please subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching this video.